I work for Quinn London in the Property Services Division as a Resident Liaison Officer. My name is Gbemi Abiodun. Retrofit is different from renovation or refurbishment. It refers to the introduction of new materials, products or technologies into an existing building to reduce the energy consumption needed to occupy that building. Energy efficiency is at the heart of all retrofit. The aim of retrofit measures is to make homes greener and more energy efficient, to make them warmer and cheaper to run. Each home usually has an Energy Performance Certificate, an EPC. An EPC is used to determine if your home is eligible for the works. Homes are normally graded from A to G. Under retrofit programs, the works will be done to get a home's energy performance rating to a minimum of a C. At the beginning of the works, a detailed survey of your property will be carried out by a professional called a retrofit coordinator. This detailed survey will be for your particular property, individual to your particular property, detailing the measures that might be carried out under a retrofit program. As you can imagine, the measures that are carried out under your property will be different depending on the type of property it is. So the measures that might be carried out for a 1920s semi might be different to those carried out on an apartment on a council estate, for instance. During the program, several preliminary surveys will have to take place before any works commence in your property. These include a technical survey, an asbestos survey, window measuring survey, structural surveys, and also a resident engagement appointment with your RLO or resident engagement officer to discuss lifestyle and energy usage in the property prior to the work starting. These are all very important and all have to take place for a design to be created for your particular property prior to works commencing. The type of retrofit measures that may take place within your property can include some of the following: external wall insulation, internal wall insulation, loft and underfloor insulation, external door and window replacements, draft proofing, ventilation, which would include extractor fans, and thermostat replacements. After the works are completed, a handover pack is issued to the resident by the resident liaison officer and the retrofit coordinator, which contains all the manuals and operating guides for all the measures that have been installed in a resident's property. These are very important for the resident to have to hand, and also we issue a satisfaction survey. We urge residents to kindly fill these in as they're very important and give invaluable feedback to the project team on what worked well and where improvements can be made. In retrofit, we say in order to insulate, you also must ventilate. This is very key, and we try to let residents understand the need to use their trickle vents and their extractor fans to balance out the need for heat as well as the need for allowing cool, fresh, clean air into the property. Most people are used to turning them off at the source of power, because they feel that they're just running and accruing bills. But contrary to popular opinion, they are actually quite cheap to run. It's in their benefit to keep their extractor fans on constantly. This prevents mold, damp build-up in their homes, condensation build-up in their homes in the long run, and that outweighs any amount that they might have to pay towards keeping these fans on.
My name is Daniel Andronic. I'm a project manager for Quinn London. On this specific project, we're including the full measures of retrofit for the whole 3 properties in this borough. These properties include full measures, retrofit measures. However, depending on the case, it might be just some of it. Once the properties are received on the workbook, we go through a series of surveys, asbestos, residence profiles. Once everything is gathered together and a design is approved, then we can start with the works. Starting with the works is making an appointment to residents, engaging the residents, obtaining a start date. Then we schedule the scaffolds. Once the scaffolds are done, carry out the repairs, if it's necessary, structural. If any dump inclusion is in the properties, we take the appropriate measures to get rid of the dump. Once that is done, then the EWI process can start properly, which means digging out the French trench to allow for the water to go away from the property, ensuring the EWI gets on the walls as well. Prior to that, the walls have to be primed The mineral wool goes fixed on the walls, then the base render, the mesh, and then the final coat. Once the final coat takes place, then all the cables and everything else, soffits, fascias, gets fitted back together. Once the process is finished, we ensure the snagging process is in place, it gets done, and then the property gets referred to the client. So once the property is handed over officially, and all the measures have been implemented and approved, then the residents will be engaged to make sure they understand the efficient measures put in place and how to use mechanical ventilation at what time appropriate.
The works have been really good. The heating, I don't have to have on much now. My daughter's finding it really hot indoors without the heating on, and she has her windows open constantly. Communication was really good. I was informed quite early. The surveys came round, and then after that the work started on the scaffolding first, and then they come round to do the windows. And then all the work started beginning, and communication was day by day. When the work was done, people were coming up to me and thought I won the lottery. So yes, I would 100% recommend it.